Shabbat Shalom. One of the most perplexing stories in our Torah comes from the end of this week's Torah portion, at the end of Noah, when the people of the world decide to build a tower. The tower we know as the Tower of Babel. And for having built the tower, God confounded their language and caused them to stop work on the tower. And people ended up moving off into many different areas of the land. And so the story goes, that is how we have a multiplicity of languages in our world. But I want to dig deeper into that. Normally when I tell the story about the Tower of Babel, I talk about how the people were building this tower and were all using one language, one common set of understandings. And that when God confounded their languages, when God changed all of their languages, the Midrash talks about how, well, when one person would ask to hand me up a hammer, the other person would hear, oh, I'll send up a brick. And they would all get confused and frustrated. And ultimately, the kind of comedy that they had in building the tower broke down. And normally when I teach this Torah, I use it as an opportunity to talk about how we should work to bridge and fix the brokenness that was of the many languages at Babel. Even if we speak English, sometimes we speak in a shorthand and with a set of assumptions underneath what we say that feels like we are speaking a different language. And my message is one of hope to say, let's find the places where we can translate from my assumptions to your assumptions, essentially from my language to your language and vice versa. And it takes work and it takes patience and it takes deep listening. And that's all wonderful. But in a week like this one, when we understand from the spate of anti-Semitism that is happening here in Los Angeles, that lesson of hope is not one that fully fits. Because we know that there are languages in this world, there are sets of assumptions in this world that we cannot bridge to. We cannot find our way to listen and empathize with. They are languages of hatred. They are languages that seek to tear another person down, another group of people down. And so this Shabbat, even as we are reveling in what it means to take that breath from the rest of the week, it's a reminder to know what are the languages that you and I can connect on the level of, and what are the languages that we cannot and should not allow to continue in our modern discourse here in 2022. Shabbat Shalom.